Well, good morning. It's a bit of an odd thing that in order for me to first hook up the kitchen inside the house, I have to finish off the area for the outdoor kitchen, or at least get the connections hooked up. That's because for the propane that we're gonna be cooking with, it first passes from the tank through the outdoor kitchen into the real indoor kitchen. So I at least need to get things set up and finished out here before we can hook up inside. Well, this is far from my best work, but it really doesn't need to be pretty at this stage. But we have a sewer line here. We have our electric hookup. We have 2 lines of water and 2 lines of gas. From here, we'll break off gas for the kitchen, water for the kitchen, and obviously the sewer and electric or for the kitchen as well. Later, I'll come back and I'll do this all properly by pouring a concrete foundation. I just didn't have enough sand to do that today. In fact, I was mixing in dirt and clay and everything else that I could scrape up in order to get just a little bit of concrete to place down these manholes. There's just a little bit of pressure to get this outside area finished up because we're finally having the plumber back soon to get everything finished up in the house. And in order to do it, as I mentioned, this area here needs to be somewhat ready for him. All right, furniture building. This is exciting, and I'm realizing that I first need to take a step back and build like a proper workbench and a workstation. But I just need to get this done, which is this stand that we're setting the bathroom sink on. So, you know, I want to get this sink all hooked up and have that functioning soon. And since the plumber is coming very soon, I want to work on that. But I think after this, any other furniture that we build, first build out a proper workstation. Because, you know, paint buckets and little board thrown on top is just not doing the trick. Well, hey, I'm quite pleased with that. To be honest, this was only ever meant to be a temporary vanity setup. As we're gonna be building cabinets for the kitchen, I figured we might as well just wait and build the cabinet for the bathroom at the same time as we're building for the kitchen. And then we'll use nicer wood and things like that. This is probably only about 30 euros worth of pine, and then I'll repurpose this vanity for something else in the house. But with how it turned out, I'd be happy with it long term. It would just be nice to have pull-out drawers and things rather than open shelving, so that's what we'll end up building later on down the road. I'm gonna have to let Heather make the final decision, but I'm actually kind of really liking this. Like, I would like more storage, pull-out drawers, but realistically, I could add that same thing to this design. I don't know, we'll see. Just taking a quick break to remind you of the importance of protecting your personal data while online, and to tell you about today's video sponsor, Delete Me. If you aren't aware, Delete Me are the privacy experts that we've been using for nearly 2 years now to protect our personal data online. Obviously, as you know, it's very easy to have your personal data, things like your email address, your phone number, your social security number, and your personal home address, unfortunately leaked around and even packaged up by data brokers and sold off to the highest bidder to anyone who might want it, whether that's advertisers or scammers. That's where the majority of those annoying spam calls come from, as well as those phishing emails and proper scams like identity theft. But when you sign up for Delete Me, you'll get a privacy report within 7 days that shows where all of your information is left public, and then their privacy experts will go to work having that information removed on your behalf. It's going to be astonishing how much public information you're going to find on your very first report, but with each quarterly report, that information will be less and less, and they're constantly scouring the internet, making sure that new information doesn't pop up, and if it does, they have that removed as well. If you'd also like to join Delete Me, you can go to joindeleteme.com/Voyagers to get 20% off, or scan the QR code on screen now, or simply use the coupon code Voyagers at checkout. But with that, thank you so much to Delete Me for sponsoring today's video. Well, the kids will be a little bit bummed that I didn't wait for them to paint the final coat. But we're in that mode right now where I just have to push through and finish things quickly, and there's plenty of other things that they can paint downstairs. This isn't really something you can appreciate on camera, but that final coat makes a big difference. It's no longer splotchy, see-through white. It's now pure white walls. Taking a small step backwards today to do things properly, as our ERV vents weren't working. These are the fans that blow air out for 60 seconds and then suck air in for 60 seconds through that honeycomb pattern that I've talked about before. It's a way to bring fresh air into the house without spending more money on heating and cooling. And well, the fans, in order to make them apparently so energy efficient, they run so close to the outer edge of the tube that any pressure at all squeezing in completely stops the fan from running. If I spin this really quick and put a small amount of pressure, you can see that the fan stops. and there was just a little bit of pressure on all of the tubes, unfortunately, that we've placed, because as you squeeze cement in there, it kind of compressed the tube a little bit. So this time I'm replacing the tubes, and then I will foam around them rather than using any cement or mortar. And I'm realizing now that I don't think I have any foam.
Oh, ok.
Non c'è problema.
No.
Non c'è problema.
Di là uguale, ok?
Ma qui, per questo?
Esatto,
Non
quello
vedo.
è quello, Ok. Ah. Allora, facciamo avanti. Ok.
Giusto, sì.
Questo si aggancia sopra, tutto quanto. Oh.
Sì.
Ok, lascio. Sì. Sì, però non sono chiare le istruzioni, non sono proprio...
Serve solo quello sotto questo o solo quello dopo? The frustrations of installing a shower door today are real. If you've ever installed a shower door, you'll know that it's unbelievably painful, but we're getting through it.
Ah, ok, c'è già il buco qua.
All right, I'll be honest, this is the third time we've taken apart this frame.
Non mi convince molto. Non c'è. Veramente non c'è. A me ci piace togliere le viti, mettere le viti, ci piace molto.
No, mi piace il lavoro con sassi o con
È
cemento.
meglio, È più bello. Non lo so, non dico più niente. posto? Sopra? Ce l'ho. Ok, ce l'ho. È troppo facile!
That shower door proved to be just a little bit frustrating yesterday. We worked quite late last night on it, so I just wanted to, shake it off and do the final reveal in the morning. Also, that bathtub, I think that's the 5th time we've turned it on its side to try to install it, and there's another part that's been forgotten. But that's okay. We're going to get through it. We're almost there. He's coming back next week, and hopefully it will be all wrapped up. But in the end, this shower turned out just beautifully. It was absolutely a pain to get installed, but look how gorgeous this door is. Slides in and then magnetically closes and stays in place there. And I really feel like from a color scheme, the whole bathroom is really tying together. Ignore that black circle there. That's going to turn into a white fan. But overall, just super, super pleased with how this bathroom is looking. Well, with that, the ceiling is officially, finally finished. I took it slowly because it's not really fun work, and the last little bit that I saved obviously had to build some sketchy scaffolding to access, and now that that scaffolding is finished, we can also hang the lights that hang over top of the staircase. So the wall at this corner of the house is comically large. It's 32.5 inches, which is, I'd say, about this much of the tube here, which is astonishing that the walls are that thick just because of the stone walls, but then also because of the work that we've done to them. I need to swap out that tube because, the other one didn't work. are so very close. I'm pushing really hard trying to get everything done before we put in the floor. I want to make sure everything that splashes paint or possibly might scratch anything or makes a mess is done before we put in the floor. And if everything goes according to plan, that floor is going to go in very soon, and then we can move in immediately afterwards. But with that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.